So just a few minutes ago, President Trump claims that they have Charlie Kirk's assassin in custody. He didn't elaborate any further. I would hope that the president would not say such a thing unless he knew for a fact it was true. I'm praying that it is true. We need to get this guy off the streets, this person off the streets, and we need to make an example out of this person. And that means if they have the death penalty, they got to use it there in Utah to get rid of this scum of the earth. And it's not just because of Charlie Kirk. See, I'm in the middle. I'm not on the left and I'm not on the right. Although I lean more right these days because the left kind of caught a mind virus and they're kind of going crazy and have been taken over by the crazy fringes on the far left. And that's on both sides. These fringe people on both sides, the right and the left, are dangerous to our nation. They're inciting violence. There are people online on the far left now praising this shooter for killing Charlie Kirk, praising him, celebrating. I saw school teachers celebrating. Are they insane? Do you want these people teaching your kids? Because I don't. There are people now on the left calling for, hey, let's get Elon Musk now. Let's get Ben Shapiro. Let's get Joe Rogan. They're after Joe Rogan, one of the nicest, most open-minded guys in the entire world. What the hell is wrong with these people? They do have a mind virus. And we need to put an end to this. This is how a country collapses from inside. This is basically a communist takeover because these people on the far left that call themselves socialists, democratic socialists, they're friggin' communists. They are pieces of shit who want to destroy our country. And they need to be held accountable. You cannot have people inciting violence like this on either side, right or left. You can't have it. It's going to destroy our country. It's going to destroy the future for our kids and our grandkids and whoever else comes along. Is that what people want? Because America is the one place where we could shout at each other all day long and have a difference of opinion, but we could debate. That's all Charlie Kirk was trying to do his whole life since he was 18 years old. I didn't agree with everything the guy said. Absolutely not. But he certainly could debate, and he certainly had an open mind, and he was certainly good to other people about it when he debated. He didn't call for violence against people. This is sick what's going on. The left is definitely been taken over by some mentally ill people who are attracted to socialism and communism, and they certainly will learn a desperate lesson if we ever do turn into a socialist country, because the crazy pink hairs, they'll be the first ones to go in a communist socialist society. So they're only fooling themselves. They are useful idiots to the true oligarchs that want to run a communist socialist country, because those are the people who are actually trying to make this happen. Those are the true oligarchs, the George Soros people of the world, people like that. They are the pigs that are trying to take America down. We need to come together as Americans. We need to stop this violence. We need to call it out when we see it. We need to tell our friends and family not to call for violence, not to say horrible things like this. We can debate in peace. This is America. We have to think of our children and our country. This has got to stop. And I'm afraid it's only going to escalate from here. So I have seen so many people online, like on that Blue Sky thing, with a bunch of lunatics on there, again, calling for, hey, let's get Elon Musk next. Let's get Joe Rogan next. Are you people insane? This needs to be called out and stopped now, or we are going to become nothing but a banana republic. They're going to ruin our freaking country, and none of us are going to have anything. That's the truth. We need to stand up. We need to stand up and call these people out now. And I hope they make an example out of this scumbag who assassinated Charlie Kirk. Because just like it could happen to Charlie Kirk, it could happen to somebody on the left. We can't have this. We can't have our politicians and our pundits out there being murdered or even being threatened. This has been coming a long time. And now it's only going to escalate if something's not done about it. It is time to stand up as Americans and unite, left or right. Our differences aren't that different, really. You know, the crazy fringe stuff on both sides, is not what the typical American cares about, okay? And I'm so tired of hearing every little group out there saying they are victims. Victims of what? They're victims of their own weakness. That's what they are. They're victims of their own weaknesses. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and do something with your friggin' life and stop complaining and blaming everybody else for your freaking problems. Stop. I grew up with a father who was a criminal. We had nothing. My mother was a single mother. She was counting pennies for hot dogs, okay? This was when I was a kid growing up. I had nothing. I dropped out of school in 9th grade, okay? 9th grade. You know why? Because my father had been arrested for rape, okay? And it was all over the newspapers, which were big back in those days. And I couldn't show my face in school again. I quit. I gave up. But I ended up starting a business. I ended up pulling myself up. I still struggle, but I have made it every step of the way on my own. So forget that crap Obama used to say about, if you own a business, you didn't build that yourself. Yeah, that's coming from some asshole who never did anything on his own, by the way. And I voted for the pig, okay? I'm sick of all these elites on both sides. And I think most Americans are as well. We need more people like Joe Rogan who have an open mind and can see both sides. And what we don't need is violence. What we don't need is people threatening violence. It needs to be stopped. It needs to be called out. And people who threaten violence online should be arrested. They should face consequences. This should not be allowed. And if there's no federal law for that, there ought to be. I'm tired of it. Our country needs to stand together. It is time to stand up. It is time to forget our differences and try to come together on the things we actually agree on, which are having a good life, raising our family, having a future. I think we can all agree on that. Whatever your family may be, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be kids and stuff. It could be your neighbors. It can be your pets. It doesn't matter. People want a peaceful, good future. So what the hell is wrong with that? It's time to stand up as Americans and fight back against the terrorists on both sides. We need to stop this. We need to come together or we're going to lose our country. And if we do, you all and me, we're all going to lose everything. Is that what you want? Because I don't. God bless America.